and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading about change, assessing change, and what do you need to change in your life. So a couple of things to keep in mind, that this reading might not resonate with you because it's a general reading. Another thing is I need you to pause this video. Just take a couple of seconds or a minute if you want to, and take a deep breath. Then choose the group that you feel connected to, really, so you can get the most answers, the most guidance from each, or from the deck that you chose. Now, without further ado, let's get started. We have 3 groups: group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. Just take a second and then choose. Okay, so for those who chose group number 1, let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Let's see, first of all, your sacred wealth code, and it says the mystic. This is your power, this is your strengths, basically. And the affirmation for you is I am spiritually wealthy. The keywords are spiritual, sensitive, unconventional, transcendent, intuitive, introverted, illuminating, artistic, ingenious, intense, imaginative, innovative, revolutionary, rebellious, and mysterious. So this is your first strength. And then you have your attribute, says you are an artist. The positive side, or the light attribute, is expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. And the shadow attribute is using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. Okay. The third card, which is your life purpose, or what you're meant to do, is healer. You have the spiritual gift of healing and the desire to share it with others. So this could be a doctor, this could be a life coach, this could be, there's a lot of forms of healing, through tarot cards, through mentoring, through psychology, through physical healing, actually. So there's a lot of I want to say jobs. It's not a job, but things that you could do to heal people, and it's a really broad meaning to healer, so it could be a lot of things. Let's go ahead with the questions that I asked. And the first question was, what is something in your life that you need to, or that requires change? And you have the 4 of Pentacles. What are you holding on to? There is something that you're holding on to, and it's keeping you from actually experiencing what artistic, or how artistic you are. Things that either information you're just learning and just holding on to it, or it's your work that you don't want people to steal. So there's something that you're really holding on to, and it is time for you now to let go and be free and be open. And this is the second question, which is the further explanation of what requires change, and you have the world. And this is telling you to embrace your world, or the world. You have all the elements. You've come full circle. What you need to do right now is go ahead and use those powers that you have, the knowledge that you have, the information that you have. Go ahead with the ideas that you have, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because how can you learn and grow if you don't put yourself out there? So just keep on going. If you decide to do something with the work that you have or your attributes, do it. You know, don't use people for your own gain. Keep in mind that life is about give and take. You have to be balanced. When you give an information or you share something with the world, just let the intention be pure. Let it be about your growth, about helping others, because you are a healer and you have the gift of healing. So, and you have the desire to share it with others. Just keep the intention very clear, keep the intention very pure. You don't have to, you know, use others or mistreat others or be mean to others just because you couldn't achieve what you had in your mind. This is another message that I'm getting, which is keep your expectations low or realistic, so you won't be disappointed. You tend to be, being a mystic and being imaginative, you tend to be or think positively, overly positive, or overly negative. So that's another thing. When you keep your expectations low, not in a negative way, but saying whatever happens, happens. I'm just gonna do what I love. I'm not saying, oh, nobody's gonna notice, nobody cares. This is a negative expectation. And a positive one, an overly positive one is, oh, I'm gonna finish 5, 6 things today, and all of them require time, and you end up not doing anything, and then you get frustrated, and then you go into the cycle. So you have to manage and be realistic. Be realistic. That's the message that I'm getting. For the third question that I asked, which was, what can you do to create positive change? And you have the 5 of Pentacles. So this is telling me that you feel stuck. You feel like no one's there to help. No one's there to, or no one's there to appreciate what you do. But do they know that you do what you do? Do they know about your artistic abilities? Don't play the victim card. And it says here, don't use others or mistreat them. Don't start pose as a starving artist to elicit pity. And it shows here. So getting out of that negative mental state, negative thoughts, will help you grow as an artist, as a healer, as a person. You just do what you love to do, and that's it. Show it to the world. And for the 4th question I asked, why should you step out of your comfort zone? And you have the 5 of Cups, because there are emotions that you need to experience. You're focusing on spilled milk. You're not focusing on what you really have here, which is abundance, which is love. The world, the universe, God wants to give you things, but you need to shift that focus from, oh, I lost a lot, oh, I did this and it didn't work, oh, people are not gonna love what I do. Don't Don't do the things that you love to do just because of people. Do them because you do love them. Experience that emotion of love, higher love. It'll take you places. And then the fifth question was, how can you embrace the change or this change? And here we have the Empress, the creator. She creates beautiful things. She is Mother Earth. She is connected. So when you use your imagination, for good, rather than bad, or imagining negative scenarios, or how things will end up being negative at the end. Instead, she does things out of love. She has this motherly, loving energy, and that's what you should do towards the things that you love. Expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses. This is you connecting to your intuition and to your imagination. What you can create is limitless. This is telling you you are limitless. And you can inspire others with what you do. The last question I asked was, how can you take this accountability for your life? And you have the Hanged Man. Let the messages come to you. Meditate, journal, ask, be curious about what you feel and how you feel and why do you feel this way. What was the trauma behind this? Let the answers come to you. It's okay to be in a state of quietness, of having some time alone, of figuring out what you need to do in your life. So this is important. This is very important, because the more messages you get, the more inspirations you get, the more you can create and be in your element. And it's also telling me that your art or the things that you create are healing people. You are a healer. It has the healing power or ability. So reconnect with yourself. Get out of this zone of being in this negative headspace, not grounded, feeling like a victim, not seeing the good, or the great things, or the things that you should be grateful for in this life, your blessings basically. So, and communicate with yourself, most importantly. Meditate. You'll have surges, not just surges, you might even have them daily if you really commit to this and connect to yourself and not hold on to this feeling or this emotion. I hope this reading really helped you guys. Well, let me know in the comments down below. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next reading. Hello, group number 2. If you chose this pile, I hope you get the answers that you're looking for. So let's go ahead and start with your main messages or main themes of change. And then we'll go ahead with the questions that I asked. But first of all, your sacred wealth code, or your powers, your strengths, are or is the great nurturer, and it's connected to the moon. This tells me that you're very intuitive, very emotional, highly emotional. And it says here, I give and receive nourishment. Your strengths are motherly, nurturing, devoted, loving, wise, empathetic, compassionate, abundant, generous, receptive, emotional, inclusive, supportive, and stable. Beautiful. We'll get back to that. And then your attributes, or your attribute is the shapeshifter, or archetype, sorry, is the shapeshifter, and it says the light attributes skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. And the shadow attribute is projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Okay, we'll get back to that too. And then your life purpose, or the thing that you should be doing, is artist, or it says artist. And I'm not surprised with those three cards. It correlates well together. You are highly emotional, you're empathetic, you're compassionate, and you are creative. You have that ability to create. This reminds me of the Empress. And yeah, let's go ahead with the artist. It says engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. So it not only brings you money, but it also helps you, or helps your growth. Okay, so let's go ahead with the questions. The first question that I asked was, what is something that in your life that requires change? And you have the strength. So this tells me that the feminine energy, doesn't matter what is your gender, or what your gender is, this is a highly feminine energy. So what this tells me is that you need to balance this with some masculine energy, through exercise, through saying no without problems, through being decisive, being, thinking more logically also, or combining logic with emotion is very, very important. But you need also the strength to pursue the things that you do love, and especially with your art. Art is a very vast term. So it could mean that you are literally an artist, a painter, sculptor, whatever, or it could be any form of art. So take it as it resonates, but this is a general term for, that's how I see it, or that's what I got. And we'll see more as we progress. The second question is, what is the further explanation to this? And you have to what you need to change, which is strength, and to have more strength, and to also tame the beasts inside of you. That's a strong message that I got. To believe in infinite love, money, abundance, all of that. To believe that there's more out there and not limit yourself. And then the Knight of Wands is the further explanation, and this talks about being, or going ahead with what you love, what you're passionate about, loving it, doing it from a place of love, showing your work, having the strength to show your work, and actually acting on working every day on the things that you do love. So you could get better, but taking action is very important. Taking action, being strong enough to do that, is very important. Hold on. So, as I was saying, taking action for the things that you love, being nurturing, it's fine. Nurturing yourself is more important, or the most important, so you can nurture others that you care about. Being devoted to the things that you do love, loving the things that you want. And I keep repeating loving because this is the message that I'm getting here. Using your compassion for good. Sorry, my camera just went off. I don't know why, but anyways, I was saying, create, just go ahead and do the action and things will follow. So for the third question, I asked, what can you do to create positive change? And it says here, or you have the Ace of Swords. This is about higher learning, learning more things that will benefit you, expanding your consciousness, expanding your intuitive downloads that you get, having them, acting on them, not being afraid to show your work, or learning how. And what comes to mind, there's a book called Show Your Work by, I forgot the author, but I'm gonna link it down in the description below. But it really helps you and motivates you to show your work and not worry about the details, just doing what you love and start acting on them. So yeah, okay. The fourth question that I asked was, why should you step out of your comfort zone? Because you're going to learn so much about the world, because you're going to discover new passions, new things, get out of the box, get out of what you closed yourself in, and actually get inspiration to pursue the things that you love. You get inspiration and then you create art or something that will help you, benefit you, and help others. But it will, again, expand your experience. So it's very important to get out of your comfort zone. The fifth question was, how can you embrace this change? By planting a seed every day. So not worrying about the outcome, not worrying about what's gonna happen, what people might say, what your family might think, whatever. It's just planting a seed each and every day until you will see results. So even within you, you'll just have this comfortable, loving feeling, and you'll experience the right emotions to create even more, to expand even more. And this is part of your life purpose, is to create. The final question was, how can you take accountability for your life and your choices? And it says you have the Nine of Wands, and this talks about not being too guarded. Again, getting out of your box, experiencing new things, communicating with others, loving life, loving yourself, loving the things that you do. Just, not focusing so much on the creation, but not focusing so much about what others might say, or how they will perceive your work or you, but actually what you create and how it will help you and help others. So when you build this wall, you're not going to see, or you're not going to experience the things that you need to experience. And as an emotional person, you do need to feel the love for you to create. I know that firsthand, but you need to act on it. And helping others is also an important thing for you. but you need to help yourself, or nurture yourself first. So that's all I have for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below, and like this video, share, subscribe, all of the good things, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello, group number 3. If you chose this pile, let's get ahead, or go ahead and start with your reading. Let's see, first of all, your sacred wealth code, and it says the collaborator. The affirmation is I co-create to create, and the keywords are cooperative, receptive, connective, supportive, curious, empathetic, responsible, insightful, accepting, inclusive, reliable, and co-creative. So this is the first card. We'll explain more as we go. The second card is the archetype, and it says destroyer. Don't worry. The light attribute is releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. This reminds me of the Tower. Change is very important for you. The shadow attribute is intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. So the third card, which is your life purpose or what you need to do in this world, is teaching. And it doesn't mean, you know, only teaching kids or whatever at schools. It could mean that, but it has a broader meaning. And it says you inspire young people to learn. To me, this talks about teachings in something that you have learned, whether it's in school, whether it's by yourself, learning this by yourself. So it could mean even the circles that we see, or the courses that we see online. So, and also the young people that this card, you know, says or talks about, to me, is people who are not on the same level as you are. So you've progressed and they're still young in their journey. That's how I interpret it. Anyhow, the teaching part is, like I said, a very, very broad meaning, vast meaning. You could do a lot of things with teaching others, skills or whatever. Could be also on Skillshare or any platform that helps you create those courses. Anyways, the question, I asked 6 questions, so we'll go ahead with the first one, and this is all related to what you need to change in your life. So the first question is, what is something in your life that you need to change or that requires change? And you have the 10 of Swords. This talks about the end of the hurts. The way that you're thinking is or needs to change. It's hurting you. It's not creating the things that you want in your life. The way that you're thinking is an obstacle for you. So you need to act on that as soon as possible, because it's creating this block. So you want something, but you think negative things about them, like, oh, I can't, how can I create a course? I don't know anything about this. Well, guess what? Learn something. There's plenty of courses online that you can take and learn how to create a package or a course, or how to give lessons to others. It teaches you a lot of things, but you need to invest in yourself so you can create. And that is one of your wealth codes. This is a very strong message for you. As you can see here, there's a lot of hands on the earth. So you want to reach as much people as you can, but you have to start slow. And with this pattern of thinking, you can't. If you keep on thinking those negative thoughts, you will have negative emotions towards the things that you want, and you'll just create this block where you cannot attract them to your life. So the second question was the further explanation to the Ten of Swords, and it says, and you have the Ace of Cups. This talks about pouring love into the things that you do, doing things with love, not thinking about the outcome, and if you will create something that will actually be destructive to others, using that power that you have with the ability that you have with teaching others and creating things for others to help them grow, to help them learn, is very important for you. And to create that with love is very important. So also here, I just noticed that again, releasing what is potentially destructive. Your thoughts are destructive to you, so you need to release them and preparing for a new life. And how you do that? How do you do that? Is by pouring love into the thing that you, or things that you really love, into your life purpose, into yourself, even learning, growing, because we learn, we keep on learning until we die. It's no secret, but you need to invest into that, or into yourself, or invest in yourself. The third question was, what can you do to create positive change? Is by working with others. And I'm not surprised to see this card, because your life purpose is teaching others, working with others. This is how you can create positive change in yourself and with others. Because for you, when you help others, you feel satisfied, you feel fulfilled, you feel happy, and those emotions are very important for you. So, and you have so much to give. This is what this card is telling me, that you do have a lot of knowledge, a lot of things to give, a lot of experience that you, when you share it with other people, it could be inspirational. It could be very helpful for them and for yourself, because when you teach them, you not only them, you know, they don't only, how can I say this? Oh my God. When you teach others, you grow with them. Thank you. Thank you. Finally. So when you do give, you get, and that is very important for you. The fourth question was, why should you step out of your comfort zone? And it will take you to higher consciousness. It will make you a more decisive person. It will make you, it will help you understand yourself even more and understand others. So it will create also a lot of how can I say this? I don't know why with you, but I feel like I'm getting a lot of messages at once, so I can't really say them all at once, and then I get so tongue-tied. But with you, okay, so the Queen of Swords, why should you step out of your comfort zone? Again, it will expand your consciousness. It will expand your knowledge about yourself, about others, about life, about the thing that you chose to teach about. So it's very, very important for you to get out of your comfort zone and experience that, because you will be able to help yourself and others as well. So yeah, the other message that I'm getting here is, when you do choose to do the right thing and pour love into the things that you love, and teach about the things that you believe in, with the good intention, you'll be able to reach higher levels of yourself, of higher consciousness. You'll be more intuitive. But if you chose to, I'm not going to say if you chose to, but this is the message that I'm getting, and you need to pour love in the things that you love. And let's leave it at that, because I don't see any kind of negative, I would say, negative cards, or negative, there's no negative cards, but negative intentions or ill-willed intentions. So what I'm saying here is that what you need to do is get out of that thinking, and then pour love, work with others, expand your knowledge and your consciousness, and be prepared. This is preparing you to change your life, to attract what you really want. So the fifth question was, how can you embrace this change? And you have the Page of Swords. Learn something new. Keep on learning. Learn with curiosity, with, like a child or someone who doesn't have knowledge in this, or in the subject that you chose to learn about. So learning and growing and reading more is very helpful for you to or help you embrace this change. The final question was, how can you take account, or how can you take accountability for your life and for your choices? And it's by communicating and by acting on the things that you do love. This is how you can take accountability. Communicating with yourself, communicating with others, what you need to change, what you need to do, what you have learned, how you can give the information that you've learned to others and help them. So that's very, very important for you. It's a really great reading. This could, I don't know, but I just got this, but you could be a spiritual healer, or teacher, sorry. Spiritual teacher, teaching them about your experience and how you changed your thinking and progressed from this to this, from a 10 of Swords to a Queen of Swords. So it's also telling me that you need to let ego out of this and not just gain the power and be a Queen of Swords and then go into this thinking of, oh, I know more than people, or when someone tries to correct you or tell you, but I've learned this, or this is not true to me, or whatever, because everyone has different beliefs. You have to keep that in mind. You just have to step out of that mentality of destroying others unintentionally or intentionally, but destroying their potential or their dreams, or coming off as egotistic, and you feel like you have learned everything that you need to learn in life. No, that's why what you need to, how you can embrace this change is by always staying humble, always learning as if you just begun. So that's very, very important for you. I hope you like this reading. That's all I have for you. And if you did, please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, all those good things. And I'll see you in my next reading.